Yay! Finally time to talk about peptides. You guys, I'm pumped. I'm going to go through my founder's box, talk to you guys about peptides, and if you want to stick around till the end, I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm doing this. But for those of you that are like, I don't care about your story, just show me the goods, that's what we're going to do. So welcome you guys. My name is Sami George. We're typically talking about makeup, fashion, hair, all the things. And today we're talking about peptides. So I just got back. Hey girl. I just got back from the Make Launch Conference. It was amazing. Look how cool this box is. The first step in your journey starts here. I will say their branding and messaging is on point, you guys. So this is the founder's box. Look how pretty. Isn't it so cool? So if you were one of the people that were like an early adopter, so Make started sharing, hey, this is what we are, this is what we do about 4 months ago. They didn't launch products until last Tuesday. Right now, at this current moment, is their second launch where they are restocking. I know, I'm excited to try them too. Where they are restocking, because here's the thing. The demand has widely exceeded the expectation. And for those of us that were founders, meaning we signed up to see what this was all about early, our clients were given 2 weeks of early access. It goes live to the world next week. And it's probably going to be for the next couple of weeks, if not till the first of the year. Like every Tuesday, products will restock and they will go live, probably same time, 2 p.m. Eastern, and they will be available until they sell out. The demand has just widely exceeded their original expectations. So very quickly, Make Wellness is a wellness company completely surrounded by the peptide. To keep it super simple, because I spent 4 months trying to figure out what is this all about? Because I have known about peptides for a long time. I started following Andrew Huberman and in turn Joe Rogan years ago when I was working on brain health, and then they started talking about peptides, so I started listening. But the peptides that I've been most familiar with are synthetic peptides. So lab formulated, sometimes from pharma. You inject them, you peptide cycle, they're very expensive. So that was never a consideration for me. Synthetic peptides work incredibly well. They're just not widely available and not everybody wants to use something that's synthetic. So when I heard that, my girlfriend messaged me, she's like, all right, I know that you're into wellness stuff. And again, I'll talk more about that as to why later. She was like, I want you to check this out. So for the last 4 months, I've been doing research on what makes this different? How is it effective? Why is it different than just the green drink that I'm drinking or, one of the other vitamins that I'm taking? And I didn't talk about it for a long time because I wanted ingredients lists. I wanted to see what was on there, clean list, all of the things. And I have known for about a month now that I'm very satisfied with the human clinical trial results, the information that I've gathered. Peptides essentially are just a chain of amino acids. We take in peptides in food and different things like that already, but the issue is they're not able to survive the digestive tract. The same way where if you've had a good collagen versus a bad collagen, you know it. I've had lots of bad collagens, and then I started doing research on collagen, and I was like, oh, the delivery method matters. What the collagen is paired with matters, and its ability to survive the gut is everything, or you just pee it out, right? So once I got the information on what this was all about, long story short, there's a lab that's been around for 10 years that Make has exclusively partnered with that has been digging into the natural peptide world. Peptides found in plants, animals, bacteria, water, it's all natural. And they have been doing testing on how to identify those. They're using AI technology, what a world we live in, to identify specific peptides in nature that are connected directly to a function of the body. So if your body is the DNA, the peptide is if your DNA is the lock, right? Our body already has the capability of doing these things. But as we age, we don't do them as well, right? Whether that's a matter of lifestyle, just things that come with aging, the food we eat, the alcohol we drink, whatever that is, our body isn't able to function at its optimal level. So peptides are the key that unlocks what your body's already capable of doing. So they've been identifying these peptides in nature, and then they've been testing them to figure out how can we most effectively have human clinical trial results that show these survive the digestive tract and actually help optimize the functions of the body that already exist. So Make is going to be the oral, non-synthetic, all natural peptide like company of the future. They have 6 products that have launched right now. 4 contain peptides, 2 are support products, but they're currently manufacturing like 30 plus products as this lab continues to identify and refine what is capable, what is out there and what they are capable of producing in a way that is actually effective. So for somebody who has and continues to take vitamins and supplements and the green drink and all the things, I was like, well, if there's something that's science-backed and it's natural, I'm just going to replace what I'm currently doing with something that has results that are clinically more effective. So here we are, and I'm super excited. So as a founder, we had the opportunity to get our box early, and like it says, welcome to the Founders Club. The first step in your journey starts here. The aesthetics and branding are on point. They spared no expense of making sure that the quality of the product is emulated in like the visual appeal, because these are not your traditional supplements that you buy off Amazon. They're considered like a nutraceutical. They're somewhere in between, a pharmaceutical and a traditional supplement. And I think that you will see, this is your story. So this is for those of us. This box is already gone. This is just those of us that were founders. It says this is your story. You get to write down like, why did I decide to do this? What effect do I want to have on the world? And frankly, as somebody who's been in this space for 2 years, I get more messages on a daily basis in my DMs about, how challenging it is. Because I'm actively, I'm vocal in my DMs about the things that I myself need, like posting about wellness, like trying to hold myself accountable. And I think other people 35 plus relate that it's just not as easy as it used to be. So people have been very open with me about the work that they're doing for themselves and kind of the struggles that they have. So when I found something that I think will be better than what I'm taking and I have the opportunity to build community around it, it was a no-brainer for me. So my hope is that, first of all, that everybody knows that there is no magic pill, that a supplement of any sort is meant to support the work that you're doing. And when you have a supplement that helps biologically make your cells more active, it's cell signaling, it helps make the work that you're doing a little bit more effective. So it walks along the health journey that you're already on. You're never going to hear me say that it's something that replaces the work or is a magic pill, and anybody who does is lying to you. So let's take a look. And I pulled up on my screen here to make sure that I had the actual information on the 6 products that are launching. So this guy right here is Energized. Oh, and I was traveling this past weekend. I was at the conference. So I wanted to wait until I got back, and I took all my measurements. I got one of those scales that does your muscle mass index, your body fat composition, your weight, all the things. So I am ready to go. I was going to start today, but I wanted to do this live earlier, but life lifed, so I will be starting tomorrow. But this is product number 1. You guys, this is Energized Balanced Energy Blend. And here's the thing, you need to read the directions. Some of them are in pill form, some of them are in powder to be mixed with drinks, and some you put directly on or under the tongue. And the reason that they are in certain forms is because that's how they are most effective. So when you're looking at Energized is a peptide product. Let me read to you the specifics of Energized, because it's not just energy, okay? One of the things that I thought was super cool is that it helps balance cortisol levels. And I was like, yes, please. So Energized, steady energy, laser focus, increases serotonin and dopamine. Well, everybody wants to be happier. Supports adrenal gland function. It helps you stay alert and balanced. Balances cortisol levels, reduces mental fatigue. It gives a continuous, slow release energy boost. No jitters, no crash. So it's a low, slow release. It would replace your morning or afternoon coffee or whatever that might be. And it helps fight stress. So that is Energized. Product number 1. Number 2. Okay, so fit is incredibly important to those of us who are worried about, is there caffeine in it? Sorry if I'm jumping ahead. No, there's not. There's no caffeine. All natural. And it has this bean in it of some sort. Let me see. Actually, hold on. So the caffeine is from let me rephrase that. It has caffeine, but from a whole bean coffee fruit extract. So you get caffeine, but it's not a coffee caffeine. It's from a fruit extract. Hopefully that answers your question. 100 milligrams. Balanced energy blend of the fighter peptides and a whole bunch of other things that are words that I don't understand. So it's not a coffee caffeine. It's a natural fruit extract boost. This is FIT. So you're welcome, girl. So FIT is for anybody who is trying to increase muscle mass. At the end of the day, so many of the issues that we deal with when we age come from deterioration of muscle mass. And so like for those people that are taking like semaglutide, Ozempic, Mounjaro, so those are all synthetic peptides for weight loss. And what they're seeing is they are highly effective. Like I'm not pro or con synthetic versus oral. I think they all serve a purpose. However, one of the things that they are seeing is for the people that are on those, while they're losing a lot of weight, a lot of that weight is from muscle mass. It's not just fat loss. So if you're somebody who is on that and you want to help with muscle synthesis, with saving your muscle mass and also increasing it, or for those of you that are very active and want to use something like this for an after workout sort of deal, that would be like the perfect use of FIT. So for anyone who's aging, for anybody who's concerned about muscle mass, and for anybody who has muscle mass deterioration, FIT is where it's at. This has a little bit of that same caffeine in it, so just caution, like if you're taking it as a restorative product, you have to know yourself to know, like, do I want to take this at night? And if you are a client of mine, I will send you like the best practice for all of these because there are different things that you want to try. So Energized, the one that we just talked about, was a blue raspberry drink. And let me pull up FIT. Build, repair, retain lean muscle, lowers inflammation after exercise by 47%, reducing muscular fatigue, 54% increase in strength recovery, maintaining a steady energy, and feeling more fit, active, and having a balanced energy. Mix one packet with 8 to 10 ounces of water daily, preferably in the morning. So we could talk a little bit about a best practice for that as well, because I think I think it's going to be important to test what works best for you. So that is FIT. Again, FIT's going to go in water. Energize is going to go in water. What do we got next? Okay, so let's talk about Hydrated. Hydrated is not a peptide product, it's a support product. And the reason why they rolled this out, and this is also one that you're going to be able to mix in a drink. So they say that it is like a citrusy grapefruit, but everybody who has tried it said it just tastes more like generally citrus than it does anything else. But like FIT is orange flavored. This one says grapefruit. But I think there's a question as to whether or not it's really grapefruit or just generally citrus. Not as orange as this one, but citric. The reason that they included Hydrate in the product release is because in order for your body to do any of the things that it needs to do at a high level when it comes to your metabolism and different things like that, you have to be hydrated. So if you're somebody that gets all the water that you need, you have a Hydrate product that you really like, that's awesome. But if you are in need of hydration, you need electrolytes, honestly, the best practice around lean and fit is that if you don't take them when you are actively hydrating, you're going to see reduced results. So just something to think about when you think about pairings. What do you need to personally purchase, and what do you have at home that you could pair with certain products to get maximum effectiveness? So Hydrated, they called it the ultimate hydration. Let me read you the goodies here. All right. Increase your levels of electrolytes, ensure hydration with natural ingredients to optimize performance, supports muscle health, and proper nerve function, also helps boost energy levels. So the question was the number in here. So serving size is 1, servings per customer of this one is 30. These are not all universally the same. So serving size is 1, servings is 30. Serving size 1, servings is 30, but one of the pills is 2 pills a day, but also it is for 30 days. But we could talk about that guy next. So let's talk about lean. This is what I think will be probably the most popular product on the market because it's meant to support the visceral fat loss. So when we were talking about semaglutide, Ozempic, Mounjaro, highly effective losing weight. Some of it is fat, some of it is muscle. The clinical trial results for lean show that all fat that was lost, and overall, I believe it's over 90 days, it was a 6% loss of body fat. So that's not weight, that's body fat loss, was all visceral fat, which is your belly fat. These products, you guys consider them like skincare. It is something that you need to be compliant with. You need to take them as they are recommended or as you deem is like your best time of day or usage. You need to take them every day and you will see results. I know, right?
Okay. I found this on the web. The size, 1 servings is 30, but one of the pills is like 2 pills a day.
Oh gosh.
But also it is for 30 days.
Gosh.
We can
What
talk
is
about
going
that
on?
guy next. Let's talk.
Oh my
about
gosh.
me, this is. Check it out.
Oh my gosh. Well, apparently, what's the girl? What's the voice? She thought I was asking her a question. I was not asking her a question. So compliance is key. So if you treat it like skincare, you have to do the routine every day. You see results over time. That's exactly what this is going to be. With Siri, thank you. Maybe I need to work on the brain one, right? So keep that in mind. I don't think that like after 30 days, you're going to be like, awesome, I'm down 25 pounds and I feel amazing. I don't have to do anything. That is untrue. Like these are meant to support your efforts. They get better over time as they get into your body over time and do their job. So it's just like anything else that you're doing that's not from pharma. Pharma's like one drug, one disease, one solution, right? These are supplements. These are meant to support what you're doing and help you achieve optimal results. So for somebody that is on, I had somebody ask me, they are on semaglutide, could they take lean? And that is not recommended. However, if you are getting off of semaglutide, Mounjaro, Ozempic, any of those kinds of things, and you're looking for something to help you on your journey off, lean would be optimal for that. So if you are on one of those, Fit is a great pair because it helps with muscle synthesis. Lean is not great if you're on it, but it is something to help you get off of it. But just like with semaglutide and all of those things, it comes down to you also need to make the appropriate lifestyle changes in order to see continued results. Now, I know with semaglutide, there's a huge rebound effect, and that is not something that they've seen with lean. So there's a plus there. Let's see exactly what the document has to say here. Lean. Curb appetite, burn fat. So like for me, I don't have a lot of weight loss goals, but I can tell you as somebody who spent like 3 years losing the weight and getting into some bad habits around food and different things like that, what I need support with is food noise. So I'm most excited about taking lean to help with food noise. And that's one of the things that it is known to help with. So curb appetite, burn fat, food noise. No injectables, all natural, bioactive precision peptides. So bioactive just means that it's biologically available in the body. Precision means that it's both found precisely and delivered precisely, and then it's a peptide. Target visceral fat and balance your hunger hormones. 100% weight loss from fat and improves overall body composition. 65% of the total fat that was from the clinical trials came from the trunk area. Yes, please, right? Okay, so let's talk about the other support product that I have put on subscription. So here's something to know. All of these are available on their own. They're also available on subscription. If you purchase them on subscription, you get a 10% discount. After your third consecutive month or at your third consecutive month on subscription, it goes from a 10% discount to a 20% discount. So that's pretty cool. All subscription orders over $100 will ship for free. So this is Calm. This is not a peptide product. This is a support product. It is one that is lemon citrus, tranquil relaxation. And I like to think about this one as, right? It's awesome. I love that they do like the longer you are in this, the more you receive in reduction of cost. So I like to think of Calm in my own words as like how not to throat punch people by 3 o'clock. I am somebody who's highly anxious, and I feel as my day goes on that my anxiety gets a little bit higher. So I'm actually very excited about this. So this one's lemon citrus, but the delivery is different. You put this onto your tongue, you let it dissolve, and then you swallow. Drink water after if needed. Best taken in the evening and can be taken before throat punch people, and can be taken before bedtime. So lots of folks got their boxes last week. Like I got mine this past Monday, but they already started, and people are using this before they go to bed. I don't have issues sleeping, but I definitely have issues with anxiety. So like I've taken magnesium, I do those sorts of things, and that is what I am looking to use this as an alternative for. I mean, one of the cool things that I thought when I saw what the product line was is how much easier will it be for me to replace what I'm currently doing with like 4 different companies on different subscriptions and be able to streamline and get everything at the same place on one subscription, discounted 20% over time. That's just going to show up all together at my door. So this is Calm, and serving size is 1. Servings per container is 30. You can take as many of these as you want a day. There's just 30 in a box. So lean and fit, I believe, are not recommended to be taken more than once a day. The rest, it's pretty much up to you, but a serving size is only once. Let's see what they say about Calm, because like I know the science, but sometimes it's hard to repeat it all at the same time. Okay, enhances GABA to reduce anxiety. Check. Promotes sense of calm, improves sleep by reducing nighttime awakenings, mood regulation for a positive outlook. Who doesn't need that? 40% reduction in daily stress after 30 days. Love it. Balances your stress, helps balance your stress hormones. And last, but certainly not least, is Focused. Focused is 1 capsule, 30 per container. So the cool thing about Focused is that not only does it support brain health, but it supports eye health because there's a relation there. And that's not something that I knew. So let me tell you about Focus. That's not Focus. Here we go. Focused, mental clarity, sharper mind, decrease brain fog, mood regulator, alertness, and focus, increase motivation and mental clarity, supports short and long-term memory, reduces eye strain and brain fatigue from blue light exposure with Ludamax brain. So I can tell you, for me, this is something like this whole thing is like a part of my journey with health and wellness. Brain fog, significant memory loss, like that's the battle that I've been fighting. So I'm very excited to see the difference over time in using something that is specifically targeted for that. So those are the 6 products that are currently available. Again, keep in mind, it's like the Wild West out there. So if you are interested, make sure you contact me so I can get you a link so that you can enter the queue to shop when restocks happen. Over time, that will be a non-issue when the company is able to meet the demand that is out there. But something, so kind of to tell you what my hope is for all of this, that's our little product, whatever. I'll be starting mine tomorrow. Stay tuned. Join me in stories. We'll kind of walk through it together. But I know for me that when I started this page 2 years ago, I had come home from working full time. I had kind of lost my sense of identity because I was in a helping profession. I was very happy to be home with my kids. Like it was a strategic decision that we made, but I felt very lonely and I felt very isolated, and I wanted to be able to help people essentially, like low self-esteem, all sorts of skin issues. And I found a makeup product, which is probably what most of you know me for, that really made me feel better. And I was like, I spent like almost a year like digging into the product, getting obsessed with faces and all these different things with skin. And I was like, you know, this is a way for me to like re-enter the world, help people. I can have my stream of income again, because when you go from making money to not making money, it's a very weird thing. And that's what I did. And it's been awesome. But in my stories, I've also been somebody who's always sharing like positive quotes or me walking the dog or lifting or whatever it is. And I don't do that to be like, look at what I'm doing. I post what I need. So I've always been somebody who has like, if I need to hear it and I read it, then I'm going to post it. If I need to hold myself accountable, like I'm going to do that. And I'm going to post it. And as I did that, people started talking to me about my own health and wellness journey. What am I doing? What am I eating? You know, do I diet? Do I do this? Do I run? Like what do I do? And I've had more conversations in DMs with both men and women that it's not as easy to be healthy. It's not as easy to be active. And some of the things that we did before just don't work anymore. And I've had like 3 to 1 makeup questions versus general like health and wellness questions. And I've found so much joy in that community. One, like it feels less lonely, and that has been valuable. It has helped with my mental health. Like that is a struggle that I had. But overall, when Make was like brought to me as an opportunity for my own health, I was like, well, I just know that my community wants to feel their best, and like I have a beauty page, so it's like one thing to like look your best. But I also feel like when you look a way that makes you feel confident, you feel more confident. But at the end of the day, the work starts on the inside. So I thought if there is a way to, one, kind of get back on track myself and build community around, health and wellness, then I want to do it because, well, it's where my heart lies, is, just being a space where people come to when they're like, let's just do the dang thing, right? So my hope is that I know a bunch of you have already bought products and they're on their way, and I know there's more people shopping today, but my thought was between now and January, like it's probably going to be crazy on the site shopping. But come January, things will be more calm. January is also the time of year when like everybody recognizes that like they want to get their shit together. So my thought is that I have a private group over on Facebook already, and I'd like to incorporate like more accountability, sharing of healthy recipes. Like maybe we'll do some walking challenges. Like I want to build community around the journey because the journey is lonely. And you feel like nothing's working and you're trying to squeeze it in. Like how many of you have kids that play sports and you're like, all right, I'm going to walk on the track in the dark at 7:00 at night because it's my only chance of getting steps in for the day. When like pre-kids, you were like, Planet Fitness membership, like lifting, like it's just, we're not in the same phase of life and it feels harder, but it doesn't have to feel so lonely. So my plan is that as people start to get these and they become widely available, is that we'll start to do fun stuff over there. We'll start to offer support to one another because again, nothing is a quick fix. So if we're going to journey, we might as well do it together. And I said I would share with you a little bit about me, like what got me to all of this. Like I'll try and keep it short because I talk a lot, but I started like really digging into how to lose weight, quite frankly, like 1 year postpartum with my son. I'm excited to start this journey with you too. When I was 1 year postpartum with my son and I had a lot of weight to lose still, and quite frankly, it wasn't about the weight, it was about how the weight made me feel. Like I felt heavy. I felt like incapable of doing the things with my kids. I felt drained. I was exhausted. Part of that's just motherhood. We all know that. But in addition to that, like I just didn't feel great about myself. So I am somebody who follows the plated method with Beachbody. I'm not a calorie counter. I'm not a macro counter. Like it's not good for my brain to do that, but I did need some guidance. That has worked really well for me. It's easy to stick with once you're on it. And it took me 3 years. It took me 3 years of like, this is just how I'm going to eat. Like I'm not dieting. I'm not like, this is just how I'm going to eat. And I had really good habits. And then it all tanked when some things like when life lifed, and I've gotten really bad habits from that. And I'm like, that's part of what I'm excited about with lean, is that I don't need to lose weight. I need to stop obsessing over weight, and I need the noise around food to go down. So I'm like, I'm trying all the things, and I'm trying to do lots of things to realign myself with like what food is supposed to be. And I'm hopeful that this will help. But more importantly than that is that several years ago, I noticed that I had significant like cognitive memory decline to the point where like we do Friendsgiving every year and it's coming up in 2 weeks. Hope to see girls there from my Garfield world. But we do this once a year, every year. I get to see everybody and everybody tells stories and they do all these things. And you guys, I can't remember any of the stories. I can't remember a lot of the people. And I noticed this almost like 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago. I can't even tell you how long it was that I'm like, they know all this and I don't even know who they're talking about. So over time, it became apparent that like memories that other people can easily grab, I cannot. If it's in a picture, so like my family thinks I'm really annoying because I take pictures of everything, but if there's a picture of it, it triggers something in me. I can associate what was going on then and I can remember it. But like, I don't remember my wedding day. Like I remember how I felt when I look at all the pictures, but like things that my mom and dad remember, I do not. And it's crazy, right? So I started to get very nervous because I don't know if you can see, I have this little scar here. I had a tumor in my 20s in my salivary gland, and it was non-cancerous, but they're like, you need to remove it because these things do change over time. And they took it out. It was the size of an Easter egg. It was growing into my head. So I'm like, okay, like, do I have a tumor on my brain? So I started going down the rabbit hole with doctors, and I've seen 6, 8, 10, I can't tell you how many different doctors, and you have to fight like hell in these situations to get what you're looking for. But I went through a significant test, and the test results came that they were like, yes, because I was worried I was going to have early Alzheimer's or dementia. But the test results came back that what I thought I was experiencing, I was indeed experiencing. The results were there. The good thing is that they said, this test shows patterns, and none of your patterns show that you are early Alzheimer's, like any of that. There's no pattern of that. The downside is because there's no pattern, we have no like treatment recommendations for you. And it was like crushing because I'm like, but I can't remember my life. I don't want to be 60 and not remember like when my kids grew up, you know? So that was, sorry, it's a little emotional. So that was hard. And then from there, I was able to get an actual scan, and I don't have any tumors. Yay. But again, no tumors, no diagnosis, no treatment. And like when I left the doctor, she didn't even give me, like, I expected her to at least be like, you should sleep 8 hours, you should play some brain games, and shut your phone off at 9 p.m. She gave me nothing. And I was like, okay, so the journey continues on my own. So it was kind of then, many, many years ago, that I realized that like, I'm probably going to, as we all are, have to fight for our health. And that's when I started doing more and more things outside of like just being focused on like, I want to lose weight to be able to move well. Like I also need to move for my muscle, and I need to move for my mental health and for clarity and all of those things. So the journey is very personal for me. Like I'm excited to be able to offer something to all of you, but I'm only doing it because it resonates with me, and I know it resonates, whether it's memory, whether it's weight loss, whether it's fatigue, whether it's feeling run down, like I know it resonates with a lot of you. So my goal here is for us all to be old and playing with our grandkids, crawling around the floor, you know, remembering when our babies were our grandkids' age. So that's the plan. That's the goal. Thank you guys for being here, and reach out. Okay. I'm happy to help always.